My name's Siobhan. I'm a first year PhD student at Edinburgh University, and I'm doing a multi-disciplinary project. It's a collaborative project looking at creating a national standard syllabus for undergraduate pre-registration nurses, with the hope that we can make anatomy accessible for all the allied healthcare disciplines. So I think the benefits for funding for the Anatomical Society are twofold. They fund both the research itself, and they also invest in the researcher through ongoing development, collaboration, and there's a lot of support to develop both your research and actually as an educationalist as well, and they provide teaching opportunities and a chance to learn and participate in outreach projects as well. I think future career path is that you're meeting people in the field all the time, and so many people within the Anatomical Society have such a diverse range of interests, from education to lab-based research to clinical application. So there's so much scope to learn, to actually collaborate, and for a lot of that research to become quite integrated as well, and hopefully that will filter down into teaching and future teaching as well, which we can then use to bring more student members in and get them involved to do their own projects. The best aspects of attending the Anatomical Society meeting is the fact that you're actually getting the most up-to-date research and what everyone's doing, get an idea of what everyone's involved in, what their interests are. It's a great way to meet people. It's a great way to socialise as well. It's fun.
Okay, so I'm Rebecca Anderson. I'm a third year PhD student funded by the Anatomical Society. So I work on the central nervous system. What I'm interested in is the effect of maternal infection on the developing spinal cord and of the baby. So if a mother gets an infection during pregnancy, it's been linked to development of neurological disorders such as schizophrenia and autism. And what we really want to do is pin down the windows of vulnerability and really have a look at what's happening to individual cell populations. So we actually do this in the spinal cord because this is a nice model of cell population. It's been well characterised before now. So the student funding from the Anatomical Society is great. It lets me do my research first and foremost, but actually it's very, very competitive. It competes with all the other major grants out there. It allows us to go to conferences. We go to the Anatomical Society meetings every year on that funding, and it actually funds us for international conferences as well. So the student funding is actually fantastic. So student membership, it's kind of just a lovely experience. So you walk in and into a meeting and everybody's chattering away and lots of smiling faces. You're kind of welcomed immediately. And it kind of exposes you to other students working on the same area and also different areas, and to researchers within your field that you wouldn't necessarily have access to otherwise. Yeah, so associating with the society it really does help you advance your career. So obviously the Anatomical Society is a very old society. People know what it is. It kind of brings people together and allows you to network, but also to make friends, and it kind of gives you the connections that you're probably going to use later on to further on your career. The meetings are great. I love the meetings. So you walk into a room, and in my first meeting I was grabbed by the then postgrad rep, and it was kind of, hi, I'm the postgrad rep, you don't know me, but nobody knows anybody. So we're going to make friends, and then we're all just going to go out. So you're kind of handed this group of people that become your friends, and you go to meetings together the whole way through. And they're kind of they're a nice relaxed environment to learn in. So presenting in an Anatomical Society meeting is always a lot nicer, a lot less stressful, I find, sometimes than in other meetings. Yeah, so, and then you get to meet, obviously, people bigger in your field, people working on similar things, and also kind of expanding a little bit out into other fields of anatomy. Great. Yeah, so I've presented at every Anatomical Society meeting I've attended. My first one was in Cambridge, and I gave a poster presentation. And it was my first experience of a poster presentation at all, and it was absolutely nerve-wracking, but everybody put you at ease, and it actually turned into a really good experience. I really don't mind presenting now. So then I did again my second meeting, and you can actually see your research growing as you move through the meetings, which is really nice. Then I gave my first oral presentation at my last meeting. That was terrifying. But it was a nice environment to learn how to do that in, and it actually led on to me presenting an oral presentation at my international conference, which the Anatomical Society also funded. So it was great practice for that, and it kind of, it helps. It's a nice learning environment.